All right, today we're going to look at a little bit of a smash and drive concept all working together for LSU. Joe Brady, those guys with a historic year, amazing offense. This is one of their favorite plays, and I'll draw it up just real quick. Of course, we got that corner. We got a shoot right there from the running back. We've got a dig or a post. Sometimes it turns to a post. I'm probably just reading the middle field. We've got an under right here, and we've got a square in right there by the outside receiver. And from what I can tell, it looks like it's a kind of a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then getting to 5 right there. One thing, just kind of looking at it, this square in was open a lot more than they threw it. But we'll look at some clips right here and see exactly what they're looking at and why they want to mirror all this stuff together. So right here, this ball is snapped, and he's pressing vertical. And what they're really trying to do, just like any, climb or anything like that, they're trying to take 3 for 2 right here, and that's what they end up doing. So this corner comes off outside, playing a little bit of 2 read, gets outside right there on that shoot. This corner right here is going, so this guy's walling, his safety stays over the top. He's about to go vertical. That backer backs up a little bit, and he's going to dig into that window, but here's that under coming across. So right there you can see Burrow's eyes are over here in this area. He sees that corner has him. We're taking 2 for 1 right there on that corner route, so he's getting off of it. Here's his next read on that under. He likes the space too, so he takes it right there. You can see here's the dig. There's the safety that's playing that and kind of rolling to that. And just kind of thinking about that, if that's the case, then you're probably thinking this square end's going to have a lot of space, knowing that safety's not going to be any help to him on a vertical, so that square end could probably be the throw. Right here we got kind of a nickel guy, and he's chasing that square end as well. But look at it one more time just as far as the progression. Again, going 1 over there to the shoot, to the corner, find the under, like it, take it. If not, he would have worked that dig to that 5-yard square end. But we'll keep looking at some clips of how LSU did this past year. Here's a really good look of the versatility of this play and kind of looking at the protection and the hots and different stuff right here. So, of course, you're free releasing, so you're getting 5-man protection. Right here, it looks like A&M's mugging down in the box, looking like they could bring 6-man pressure. What they end up doing is they end up bringing 4 weak. They end up bringing this backer, and they end up bringing this strong safety right there that's walked down pretty tight. And these 2 guys end up dropping right there. But as we'll play it, you can kind of see what takes place. All right, so they're going to take that 4 down, and they were able to even take him. But then just based off of the slide and what happened, bringing 4 weak to the back, that ended up making it hot over here. And Joe Burrow does a good job knowing, hey, this guy's hot. There's the guy that's manned up. They're playing man over here to the single. They're playing zone over here to the trips. And he sees it. There's a lot of space right there. He's hot. Give him the ball and see if we can break a tackle. But, not a huge play, but it'll slow down that blitz. And it'll let those guys know you can bring that. But now you're having to make a one-on-one tackle with a running back in open space. A lot of D corners not going to try to do that. But that's just a real good example of a hot read right there and getting the ball to the running back in space. This look is pretty obvious right before the ball snapped that Alabama's trying to get to man coverage. They're not quite there, even though there's 8 seconds left on the play clock. It looks like Alabama's still trying to communicate. That ball is snapped. Still looking at the sideline. They're not quite ready. Right there, running the corner. Takes 2 for 1. The running back with the shoot ends up taking that backer out, the guy that would have made it hot. So everything's covered up right there. Burrow gets back to the backside. And right here you can see, obviously, man-to-man, we're sitting there staring at the receivers, so they get a bit of a rub. Looks like he does a really good job trying to get his face mask when he comes on the under. With just that little bit of spacing, and the way that the receiver paces it right there off the ball, now he comes under at 3 to 5 yards, and Burrow gets to him pretty good time with a lot of space right there. Good accurate ball right there on his front numbers, so that he's able to make something happen after the catch. But right there, not only is it good against those zones, working those different windows, right here against man-to-man, against one of the best defenses in the country, able to get a rub and create some space for one of their better players. Here against Texas, Joe Burrow's able to get to this dig read, and they do a really good job sorting this out, seeing that with these tight splits that corner or walk down backer right there could potentially come, so they end up setting to him. So that was a big plus right there. But right here we're running a corner. I think this corner widens out, takes the shoot, Then we have this dig and under right here, square in there late, but we'll look at it. Right there, Burrow's eyes go to the single with that corner. That guy's out wide. Maybe could have taken that just and gotten the ball into space, but he doesn't like it, so he comes to the under. And whenever he throws it, you can see that backer's pretty tight on the back of that under. There's a square in coming in, but he goes to that second level, to that dig, into the window. Not a real easy throw, but if you rep it enough, and eventually I think that's probably one of those things that you can turn to a hunt, something maybe curl it up, make it a little bit easier to throw if there's a big window. But right there, big completion in a big early season game against Texas. There's the corner, doesn't like to shoot, go to the under, don't like it, find that dig, and then there's that square in if everything is even. I'm sure what they'll do is they'll tag a corner right there with that other guy. If that corner's coming in hard and that safety's playing down, tag a corner with the dig, and then maybe throw that ball in there to a corner if that corner route if that corner's down on that square in. But we'll keep looking at some more. Against Auburn, they ran this play quite a bit, and it seemed like Joe Burrow and just the offense of LSU was in a little bit of a bog or whatever you'd say right there early in the game. Wet game, didn't really do a great job just getting the ball out and taking completions. Not sure exactly what the deal was, but right you can see Auburn's looks like they're playing a little bit of man, especially over here. You can see that linebacker or safety kind of getting over the top of that for the shoot. Could have taken that. There's some space. It's 1st and 10. We're not really trying to force this thing down the field. Could have taken that just with a little bit of rub. And right here we're also getting a lot of space right here with this under. So we should be getting either taking that completion there or taking this completion here. I know that Auburn's D-line is really good and their entire defense is really good, but that ball should be out either here or there. But they end up taking a sack right here on 1st and 10. But we'll look at a few more clips from this Auburn game. Here's another example against Auburn. And it's one of those plays where it just seems like it's not quite right there for LSU in this game. But what we see is, of course, we have that route right there. It's a one high look. So we got 10 guys on the screen. I think there's a safety back here deep. And if you just look at it, where our reads would take us, right there we're looking for the shoot. That corner stays wide, so we don't like to shoot. But right there we have a corner with one high safety. Could take that, splash him down to the out, possibly take that. And, of course, if you don't like that, Burrow should be finding this guy right here. Don't know if this guy stepping up into that window kind of threw him off and made him feel like he was a defender as well. Could have taken that, but right there kind of hesitant, moving around the pocket. And he ends up finding a square in late. That just keeps working across the field and is able to get a completion. But you can see maybe he didn't see that under. Maybe that safety is a little bit tighter to that corner than we think. And maybe this player right here that's getting over there to it kind of late, number 13, is a really good football player. But we should take right there. But he just keeps working, takes a completion to that square in. And, take completions, get the ball in space, and try to get on a manageable down distance for 3rd down. No look from this game, and we'll just play it and look at it. So we got the corner right there, getting outside leverage, guarding the back. We got this linebacker deep with the safety deep as well. This under should be the throw, takes and an explosive play. Here's a look of it against Georgia in the SEC championship game, and we'll roll through the progression right here. So ball snapped right there. Running back's going to the flats. Looks like that backer's trying to get over the top of it. Burrow doesn't like it. Could probably take it. It's 1st and 10. Give it to your guy in space with a little bit of some space, and hopefully make him miss and create an explosive play. But we'll roll it back and see exactly what takes place. Again, still corners taking off, taking 2 for 1, corner and safety. That under, they do a good job switching that off, and they're basically have that guarded. So right there, he gets all the way to his 5th read. This square end's working with a lot of space right there to do a good job of covering him late. Getting there and tackling him, getting him on the ground. But right there you can see just kind of the progression of it. We got 1, 2 on the corner, 3 on the end. Find the dig or hunt. Then we get over to the square end for a completion. Good ball right there on his body for an easy catch. This one we kind of get to look a little bit late, but we'll look at it and be able to get a little bit from it. So there's the corner. Of course, the corner is going to keep outside leverage. Hopefully take 2 for 1 right there. And when that happens, we can get to that under. One thing that I will say right here, the number 3 receiver who's running that dig, he should go outside of this linebacker to make him open up that way, so that if he is chasing that, he can't just fall to it. But right here, he inside releases on that backer, and what that does is his hips are right there, and when he's going there, all he does is fall straight to it. And so that closes that window. If he would have gone outside right there, that would open this window. He would have had to open his hips. He would have been later to get to that under, so that if he's getting a lot of depth, he's there in that window without him sitting there in the way. And it also closes the window down. Look at how tight that window is if he's going that direction between those two guys. So really no chance right there on those unders and stuff, but he's able to take it. There's just a little bit of space, so it's pretty tight coverage. But really, if he outside releases that, I think it's going to be a lot more space. But he really should have got to that square end. You can see it right there working into the window. We have a lot of guys working that way. There's the corner that's 5 yards off. Should have taken that square end, gotten all the way to there. The spacing wasn't quite there, what they normally have, because they didn't get the same releases that they normally do. Should have outside release with the number 3 receiver outside that guy. It would have made bigger windows, not only for the under, but also for the dig. On this route, as you play it, you can see they just lined up and empty as opposed to coming out of the backfield. But it looks like, based off the situation right here, it's 2nd and goal from the 18-yard line. It looks like they may have tagged something to the B instead of a dig and wanted to get to that. Because if you look at this, the initial read, he could have taken this shoot, the way that corner's playing off, could have just thrown it out there to the back, but of course he knows he's trying to take a little bit deeper. With this safety that far off against that linebacker, I feel like you could have taken that corner, possibly fit it in there, especially with that backer and so much space between him and the safety. Could have taken this under, because there's the backer that's dropping so hard. Could have taken that, been in a lot of space, but he ends up throwing this ball to this post. It looks like maybe they tagged, wanted him to take the post, and because they knew that it was 2nd and goal and they wanted to try to take a shot right there, and there was going to be space there in the middle of the field with those guys so far off. And Burrow was able to fit that ball in there for a touchdown against Mississippi State. But you can kind of see he was a little bit lucky right there. Was able to beat the safety, and it was a pretty tight play. But you can see sometimes they may tag where they want to go with the ball, as far as letting him say, hey, we want to get through all this, we want to get to that, and see if we can create a big play right there down the middle of the field, which they do right there. This is my thoughts on this play, and just seeing it right here. I hadn't talked to anybody at LSU or know anything about it really, other than just watching a lot of clips of it and their progression. And I just want to draw it up so you guys can have it if you want to use this. Cool, but just 1 to the shoot, 2 to the corner, possibly bend that down, almost throwing like an out. Got that under, somewhere between 3 and 5 yards. You got a dig, and they're trying to get a little bit of a rub right there for if it is man-to-man, and possibly take the middle of the field right there if it's open. Maybe that free gets over the top of that square end or whatever, knowing that the corner may be playing down pressed. And then we got that square end there by the number 1 receiver to the trips. But a really effective play. Just one of those things that I feel like there's a lot of pretty easy throws. I know that dig to the backside right there to number 3 out of trips is not the easiest throw. Corner throws are not the easiest throw, but with the condensed splits, maybe that's makes it a little bit easier to throw and can splash that guy down, throw like an out. But I thought it was a really good effective play, and definitely one that we're going to look at in this offseason.